Great to see everyone here today. Before we start, just want to make a couple of announcements. The gentlemen's toilets is outside and downstairs. Ladies' toilets on this floor. Please, if you haven't already, if you could turn off your mobile phones. Other than that, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming and to introduce the first speaker for the opening remarks, Rodrigo Govedise, the Head of Trade and Investment Department at the Embassy of Brazil in London. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to join you again in this 2024 International Conference on Niobium-based batteries to discuss this exciting an exciting frontier in energy innovation. But before we talk about niobium-based batteries, allow me to take a moment to talk about Brazil's position in the broader picture of energy transition. Brazil stands out as one of the leaders in transition from fossil fuels to renewable sources of energy. Brazilian energy matrix is already one of the cleanest in the world. Renewable sources of energy account, on average, for 86% of Brazil's domestic electricity generation, whereas, as you know, in OECD countries, this number is barely 28%. Brazil is also the second largest producer and consumer of biofuels. It has the highest biofuel blending in the gasoline at 27%, while it's being almost 3 times the average of biofuels blend in the gasoline in the UK, which today stands at 10%. Brazil's capacity to lead the efforts towards a sustainable future is also based on a series of government programs and incentives. For example, the New Growth Acceleration Program stipulated investments of about $82 billion in energy transition measures and development of low-carbon fuels until 2026. Also noteworthy is Brazil's Inova Energia, which consists of a series of initiatives by several government agencies to foster the technological development of renewable energy and supply chains. We know that energy transition to be successful, clean energy production is only part of the equation. The other part is energy storage, and that's where niobium-based batteries play a pivotal role. Niobium is already well known for its contribution to steel alloys, but its use in batteries represents a new chapter for the metal. By integrating niobium, batteries can achieve faster charging times, enhanced stability, and longer lifespans, qualities that are critical for applications ranging from electric vehicles to grid energy storage. And once again, Brazil is indispensable. As you know, the country accounts for over 90% of the world's niobium reserves. CBMM has not only been a leader in niobium production in its Brazilian mines, it has also been instrumental in advancing new applications of the resource and making it accessible for innovative applications. Conferences like this and the work that CBMM and you all do in advancing niobium-based batteries exemplify how innovation is key to overcoming today's challenges. For that, global collaboration is vital. We must foster partnerships between governments, research institutions, and the private sector to ensure that technological breakthroughs reach commercialization and scale. I would like to thank CBMM and the organizers for the invitation, and I wish you all a very productive conference. And I would like to call Mr. Aditya Thiru, Automotive Trends Strategist at the Advanced Propulsion Center, to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Hi, good morning. I'm Aditya Thiru. I'm a strategist within the Advanced Propulsion Center. Thanks, Rodrigo, for the kind words and also putting the perspective of how Brazil plays an important role within the EV transition for global acceleration of battery supply chain. As you may know, some of you already know, Advanced Propulsion Center is a British government-funded research and innovation accelerator to understand how we can accelerate and establish supply chain in the UK for zero-emission vehicles. This is very vital at the moment with the global context, right? We are in a kind of an interesting global scenario. There are global climate challenges which we need to face, the climate goals we need to hit. However, it's very challenging times for the industry, right? The EV transition is not going according to plan, and it's partly because there's a lot of investments gone into EV transition. A lot of companies are doing double tango of investing in EV vehicles at the same time meeting consumer demands, where at the moment the consumer demands are not catering to what the EV vehicles are doing. That's partly because there are certain bottlenecks which we need to resolve. And one of the key highlighted bottlenecks for consumer demand is to do with fast charging capabilities and charging duration, right? If you're going to resolve range anxiety and understand how we can attract consumers from the early enthusiasts and innovators and move towards mass adoption part of the consumer segment, we need to cater to what I would call it as enhancing the net zero proposition, right? How can we enhance the value proposition of zero emission electric vehicles? And one of the key capabilities is to do with fast charging, I would say. And it's not just fast charging for consumer segments, but it's also about catering to really heavy and industry segments where it's currently difficult to decarbonize. For example, off-highway segments, customers in the heavy-duty vehicles at the moment are all having their own operational and business model constraints, which requires adopting our solutions so that the charging and the EV requirements are able to cater to their demands. And that's why it's very important we continuously push towards investing in innovative capabilities, such as looking out for new materials and how can we scale up opportunities such as new materials such as niobium, right? And how does niobium works within the UK's perspective? So niobium has been recognized as one of the key materials to be considered within the UK supply chain. So we have had the recent announcement from the UK Critical Minerals Intelligence Center that niobium is one of the really important strategic minerals for the UK to accelerate. That's partly because, as Rodrigo mentioned, it already has implications for steel and alloy industry, but it's been increasingly recognized that EV vehicles have a play to part in niobium transition as well. And we at APC have recognized the importance of niobium through our roadmaps. So we have highlighted some of the important technology innovations niobium can play for automotive industry, especially around cathode and anode innovations. So I would really encourage you all to look at our latest roadmaps, which we have released at the end of September, which has highlighted some of the key innovation aspects in electrical energy storage, power electronics, and other zero-emission vehicles like fuel cells as well. And how is the industry doing within the UK, right? At the moment, we are in an interesting, challenging time. However, all is not lost. UK is still the fourth largest investment area to play in the world. It has attracted around $3 billion worth of investment in the last 5 years, and it's standing next to giants such as US, China, and Sweden with respect to attracting investment. This includes 2 homegrown startups in niobium-based element innovations, such as Aeon Technologies and Neobolt. They have done well, and they have gathered mainstream adoption applications as well in the recent times. So, as I said, we are in interesting times, and there are a lot of scope and opportunities for expanding niobium-based applications. However, that doesn't mean there isn't any challenge at all, right? We are having technology and supply chain constraints at the moment. That's where government and government-funded institutions can play an important role, and UK has been very encouraging and positive about continuing to push towards acceleration of innovation in electric vehicles, such as by investment opportunities around establishing EV battery supply chain from Faraday Battery Challenge problems. The government has invested more than £600 million worth of investment of accelerating battery chemistry innovation, and how can we ensure that the supply chain is there for future EV vehicles. And within APC's control itself, we have invested more than £1 billion in the last 10 years of accelerating CR&D projects, which are worth ensuring that the adoption of EVs goes as seamless as possible. So coming back to the exam question, as I mentioned at the start of the conversation, it's vital that we keep pushing innovation because this challenge of transition is not going to happen on its own. We are going to have the challenge of how can we seamlessly transition from the current ICE vehicles? How can we convince some of the consumers and hard to decarbonize end users to convince them that EV is a good solution, right? Which means we have to consistently push towards innovation in capabilities of fast charging, energy efficiency, and safety as well. And that's why I'm really excited to learn more about some of the conversations which we are going to hear from Niobium-based capabilities. And I look forward to some of the agenda items which I'm seeing in the conference today. I wish you all a pleasant day for today, and thanks for CBM for inviting APC and myself for introducing the conference. Thank you very much. And I'm now pleased to welcome Rodrigo Amado, who is the New Materials Applications Director from CBMM.
Good morning. Very glad that Rodrigo and Aditya mentioned about the energy transition and how to apply materials, so important material like niobium in this role. So we do believe that as well, that we are helping Brazil and the world in the energy transition and to develop new application as in the batteries. So we're going to list quite a lot of the applications today in the cathode, in the anode, but also, as you mentioned, niobium applies in other materials like steel and other alloys, and is very important to the energy transition and new applications in the world. So thank you very much, everybody. Good morning. On behalf of CBMM, I'm very happy to welcome you all here today. Is the 2024 conference. I was discussing this morning if it is the 6th or the 7th. I can tell both because we have one online conference. So if we're not considering the online conference, it's 6. If we're considering the online conference, it's 7. So I'm very happy to continue having this kind of conference here in UK. It's a very international conference. We have participants here and also online digitally. So I'm very happy on this. This conference today is considering a 10 years research and development program that we have been doing in niobium for cathode and anode application here for develop oxides on niobium applied technologies for batteries, okay? And it's already become a reality. So we can say to everybody that this year we already reached 1,000 tons of sales, mainly applying 90% is applied for cathode, but 10% is already applying for anode. So it's already a great milestone for the company, and the research and development become a reality that we are translate this into sales. So we are very important to this. And also we are showing that the technology is showing some trends like, okay, increasing safety, increased power, and longer life. So we're going to have a longer life battery, safety, and higher power. We did not this journey alone, okay? So that's the reason everybody is here. We have been working with different partners around the globe through these 10 years. So we are very happy and also thankful why you are supporting us in this journey in the last 10 years on development, okay? In 2024, we reached a very important milestone. So as you heard probably in the news, we launched one e-bus together with Volkswagen and Toshiba that could charge a bus in less than 10 minutes. So this prototype is already running in our facilities. We welcome all the people around Araxá and also our customers that can live this experience. And also we launched anode active material facility that is around of a capacity of 1 gig up to 2 gigs that is already we can deliver and develop this market. So this is a part of our trend to put capacity before the market already exists. So we are very happy by having this milestone today. Okay. Also, during the day, we're going to list a lot of application of these milestones as well. In the morning, we are a bit more focused in the cathode application. I think we're going to list a lot of positive news and trends as well. And also in the afternoon, the applications on the anode side. So we'll be very happy also from our partners to listen these applications in the anode side. Also, today we are delighted to welcome a keynote speaker that won the Charles Hatchett, Peter Barnes, PhD for Boise State University. It's a prestigious award to recognize excellence and novelty in niobium research and its contribution to social, economic, and environmental improvements. Okay, thank you, Dr. Barnes, and also Professor Claire Chong for joining us in this event, and thank you very much for the contribution and winning the Charles Hatchett. Okay. I would like also to be extremely proud to be here because this conference is going to show a lot of new technologies and also showing how we translate technology and science into already a product to the market. Okay. Thank you very much, all the guests here in place and also digitally, to all the partners that also contribute in this journey that is more than 10 years developing. I really would like that you guys interact and contribute to each other because we do believe by contribution together we can solve the problems to the world. And then also you meet the old and the new friends here, and also we can build a brighter future. Thank you very much and enjoy the day today. I guess I invite now the first session on niobium cathode materials. Is Mark MacArthur.